Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Michael Voris. Phoenix paper questions Olmstead's compassion. The Arizona Republic published a profile of Bishop Thomas Olmstead of Phoenix, offering some perspective on the quiet prelate who has captured nationwide attention by announcing that a hospital in Phoenix can no longer be considered Catholic. The newspaper profile revealed a great inability to understand the perspective of a Catholic leader, commenting that the public statements and writings of Bishop Olmstead, quote, are often strictly religious in nature and densely packed with references to Scripture, papal writings, and other church documents, end quote. It also accused Olmstead of not taking on issues of the day, such as immigration, the economy, or war, but restating church positions on marriage and homosexuality instead. The Republic recognizes the bishop's dedication and sincerity, but questions his compassion, particularly regarding the critical case in which an abortion was deemed necessary to save a woman's life. There is another perspective, however. Bishop Olmstead was the only major public figure who showed compassion for the doomed unborn child. More massacres. Pope Benedict XVI condemns the violence that left more than 40 people dead in Christmas Day attacks in Nigeria, the Philippines, and Pakistan. Quote, once again, the earth is stained with blood, the Pope said. He is calling for prayers for the victims of the violence and for a conversion of the hearts of those responsible. The Pope also asks for prayers for all the families that are living in exile today, having fled their homes to avoid violence. DOMA repeal inevitable? Fresh off the Don't Ask, Don't Tell victory, Vice President Joe Biden said in a morning show interview that legislation approving homosexual marriage is inevitable. Biden, a Christmas Eve guest on ABC's Good Morning America, based this assertion on public opinion. Quote, I think the country's evolving, end quote, the Catholic Biden said. He cited the work that was done for Don't Ask, Don't Tell and predicted that the American public will likely pave the way for Obama to act on the Defense of Marriage Act as he did for the Don't Ask, Don't Tell repeal. He said, quote, we prepared the ground so that it is so widely accepted as it is today by the military, and I think the same thing is happening across the country with regard to the issue of marriage. Stay with us. Back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Cardinal George Pell called into question. Homosexualists want to meet with the head of the Catholic Church in Australia to discuss why parishioners are being told to oppose same-sex marriage. They've written to the Archbishop of Sydney, concerned about what they call a destructive church, their word, a destructive church campaign against same-sex marriage. Their concerns follow an open letter distributed by the church instructing parishioners to lobby members of Parliament against voting for gay marriage. Australian Marriage Equality is accusing the Catholic Church of, quote, encouraging prejudice and potentially ostracizing same-sex Catholics and their families, end quote. Wahlberg, staunch Catholic. Quote, being a Catholic is the most important aspect of my life, end quote, says A-list actor Mark Wahlberg, according to the UK's Catholic Herald. He also says that the first thing he does each day is pray and spends time in church on a daily basis. Wahlberg's perspective on fame and fortune is certainly outside the Hollywood ideal. Quote, being a good actor or a good producer, that's not going to help me sleep at night or get me into heaven, Wahlberg said. His wife is a convert to the faith, and they have 4 children together. Just click right over here to read the full article. I'm Michael Voris. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure and check out the Vortex today where we discuss Rome and America. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure and tell your friends about us. As always, God bless you.